Hey guys, I'm a little flustered. So y'all know I keep it transparent and 100 with you. So I have an attitude. I'm gonna just be honest. I have an attitude. But we're gonna get through this. I'm still excited. I'm trying to navigate and try to get my guest back. Hopefully, we can get her back before the end of the show. But I did want to come back on with you guys. I'm frustrated because we have never ever had a glitch, and this is driving me nuts because I don't like glitches. I like things to run smooth, and in decency and in order, and it's not working that way for me. And that's the part of me that the Lord is still working on because I get agitated when things aren't operating in the spirit of excellence. And so I'm going to try to calm on down. Thank you, Antoine. I appreciate you, King. I'm trying to woosah. Like, I literally am like flustered right now. If I were a little lighter, I'd probably be beet red. I'm flustered and I'm trying to get back to myself. So maybe this moment was necessary. It's a transparent moment, and it just shows that I am human and I go through some of the same things that you all go through. Everything is not always smiley, smiley face. So just being real. Anyhow, we have a special guest. Hopefully, she can get back on. I had to revert back to the old way of doing things. Sometimes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I gotta revert. I'm old school. Had to revert back to the old way of doing it so that we could do this without any problems. And so hopefully you guys can see my mom. Hello, mommy, say something.
Something.
Thank you. So guys, I need your energy. I need your energy because um
I'm trying to give it
my
to you.
my spirit just went down a peg or two, probably five. So I'm gonna need y'all to flood this Facebook live with some hearts for me. Just some hearts and some thumbs up so I can get back to my element and do what it is that I was purposed to do. So if y'all could do that for me.
Bingo.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So now I can really whoosah because I know that you guys are with me and that's all that matters.
I was doing my deep breathing and breathing
I was wondering
out.
what you was doing.
Out goes the bad air, in comes the good air. Out goes the bad air, in comes the good air. Let me share with you what I generally, my little prayer before we went on. Even if you think God isn't listening, let me tell you, He always is. He's always working on something for you, for me. Okay? Breathe.
See that. And it's a part of
Okay?
the process. Now I'm coming back to myself. It's a part of the
Breathe.
process
Yes,
because,
yes,
you know,
yes.
when
There
when
you
you're
are.
walking in your pruppose, God
Yes,
is
you are still
allows
beautiful.
He allows the enemy to do certain things because
You
it's
are
a pruning
still
stage. Thank you, Mama.
awesome.
And it's necessary. I want to be. I profess to be this businesswoman, and I want this to be a part of a network one day. And so, understanding that I'm going to have to deal with certain things and persons and spirits that rub you the wrong way. You have to be able to maintain. And so this is a therapeutic moment for me, a teaching moment for you all and myself. So I'm back. I'm back. You got Lahla-Hadiya. She's back in the building. Praise the Lord. So as
Praise
I was
the
saying,
Lord.
we have a special guest, and hopefully I can get her back on before she has to go and do what she needs to do for the day because we're starting majorly late. However, if not, we'll try to bring her on tomorrow. However, I still want to talk about this topic, so we'll just have a part two. This is a spiritual war, and this was just example of the fact that this is good morning, Mama Perry. Julie Perry is in the building. Um, this
Julie.
is all of my mamas, all of my mamas, my elders
That's my prayer
chiming
partner.
on and giving
Yes.
me the energy that I need. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate my morning tea with mommy fam that always keep me covered. Um, but this is just an example of what I was talking about. This is a spiritual war. And we must stay focused, stay focused and protect what's important. And our purpose in this walk in life is important. And more importantly than that, our babies, our children, what we used to call our future, which is no longer our future, is right now. They are our right now. They are no longer our future. They are our right now. Our children have come out now in every sense of the word, stronger and bolder than we could have ever been. And so because of that boldness and because of the spirit that wants to lie in them, it is necessary for us to preserve that. And I think I got her on. God is good. He is good all the time. So while I'm talking, I'm connecting so that I can connect my guests. But we have to protect our babies. We have to protect their minds, and that means that we also have to protect ourselves because I had my baby girl come. Well, my oldest girl, who I still call my baby girl, come in here and try to help me out a little bit. And even with that and the frustration, we have to be careful as to the frustrations that we emit because they're watching and they already have forces up against them anyway, trying to pierce their spirit, their godly spirit. And so it is so important for us to maintain the spirit of God in us because they're watching and they're soaking it all up and they're they're looking for ways to cope, and the first persons that they look at are their parents. And so wow, God, that's amazing. He did that on purpose. So this was necessary. It was necessary. Yeah. But I have my guest. I want to bring her in. Um, and like I said earlier, I removed all traces of the last live. But as I said earlier, don't get geeked and freaked out. I know what's that holiday that people celebrate, Halloween, because it looks like I'm on the other side of my mama, but that's really not me. I promise you. And so this whole thing probably looked like it was a hoax, like I was trying to get my image back up there. But this is really not me. However, she has become my sister. I met her. We're gonna go through the whole introduction again. I met her at a family function, and we just happened to have sat across from each other. And so she had a little baby, and I was sitting with two of my children, and they kept tapping me. It was like, "Mommy, oh my gosh, that lady looks like you." So I look up, and immediately, I think when I looked up, she looked up. So we were looking at each other like, "Oh my gosh, she has my face." I mean, gap, everything, like everything. So we just stared at each other awkwardly. It had to have been over a minute, and then we spoke, and it was like, oh my gosh. And so I so wanted to tell her, like, I think you have my face. And I think I finally was like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to stare at you, but you look like me. And she was like, I was looking at you. And, and thus began our sisterhood. And she is a dynamic black queen, who has been through a lot, but necessary a lot, because she is definitely an ambassador for our young people and those who have gone, maybe going through some of the same situations that she has gone through. She is an author. I think you guys saw her. You saw her book. I'm going to show it here. This is her book. I need you guys to find this. She'll let you know before the end of the show where you can find this at. But she is an author of Your Deliverance is Coming. And so I present to Morning Tea with Mommy. Y'all go ahead and throw up those hearts for Miss Lakisha Davis Small. Y'all throw them hearts up. So the hearts are flowing. That's our applause.
see you, but I hope you all can see me. I just want to say, first of all, Lala, thank you so much. And your mom, you all are so precious to me. And that is just so serious. And you do have my face. I have your face. And we have another sister. Well, matter of fact, it's two more. It's four of us. We all look alike. And we all know Lala. So I thank you. I, I'm pleased to be here because last night, you know, I was wrestling just as Lala was talking yesterday about her daughter wrestling with something invisible, something spiritual. So this is my life. That is something that has happened and always happens to me because my gift is spiritual. And I've known this since I was a little girl. And that is one of the main reasons why I was sexually assaulted at 5 years old by an adult cousin because Satan knew the plans that God had for my life. So he said, I need to mess her mind up. He attacks the mind because that's the war, that's the battleground. That's where you get people in their mind because then their actions follow the emotion or whatever's going on. So, as a very little child from 5 years old, before then, I was battling and wrestling with spirits that I did not know or have comprehension of being able to articulate what it was that I was battling until I was much older. Growing up in the church, I saw things, I experienced things, but to physically experience them for myself is different. And when I say growing up in the church is a difference, you have people who go to church, but you have people that literally grow up in the church. Like the church raised you, everybody in the church.
Yes.
You in the choir, the usher board know you, like everybody. So I grew up in a church, and check this out: the battle was always real. You know how you see the cartoon characters with the angel on one shoulder and the little devil with the pitchfork on the other, like, yeah, do this, that's good, do that, that's, we can get away with that, so it's always been spiritual warfare. And I've always felt that if you don't believe that there's a devil, then how can you believe that there's a God? It's how can you believe in good and not evil? I'm not saying believe in evil or believe in the devil, but please be assured to know that they exist.
Yeah.
Just like absolutely. God and angels. But Lala, please, I could go on and on. Just
look, this is just candid conversation, girl. Candid conversation, child. That's what we. That's what we're doing, and like it's so. I want to give them a little more of a reference. I know you touched on it as far as sexual assault, and so yesterday what we were talking about was we are their covering. Speaking of our seeds, our children, our babies, and in a society now or in a culture now that has developed where everything is virtual. You know what I'm saying? We're all home doing this virtual working, and some of us are essential workers who have to leave out of the house. And even if we don't have to leave out, we have to go to another room because we are working, and everybody needs their quiet spot. And it's before it was okay, at least the teacher, if they see them doing something down the hallway, or you got people who do bathroom checks, so you kind of know where your babies are. But when they're right in your house and they're in front of a computer, we begin to let our guard down because it's like they're home. I see what they're here. They can't go nowhere. But essentially they can go many places just by sitting in front of that piece of electronic. They can go many places. Even with that phone in their hand, they can spiritually and mentally go many places. And it's important for us to understand and realize that so that we can safeguard our children, because sexual abuse is real. And like you said, things start in the mind. And so if I can get in your head while you're sitting there right in front of your mom and dad, while you're sitting right in front of them, and you're holding the phone, and I've just taken you to a whole nother place. and they're okay because you're in front of them, and we don't take the time to say, "What you doing? Let me see what's on your phone." You know, um, I may mention that we do phone collection. Like I take phones at night. And as long as you're under my roof, like we scroll, like it's like the nightly ritual in the adult Castro bedroom that we like looking through, seeing what's up, and at any given time, you know, understanding that mommy or daddy gonna be like, "Let me see your phone real quick," because it's necessary for us to safeguard our children against the evils that will come to overtake their minds. Like this war is real, and it's yes, they're bold and they're powerful, and whatever they attach themselves to. Look at our babies. Like, you give them a movement and they are on it. Said they out there in the street laying down, like, don't care about the cars, don't care about the police. They walking up in their face with nothing, no, just them. They have no fear, which is a concern when we aren't properly covering them, because to have no fear would mean that whatever they attach themselves to, they have the ability to just go full fledged in that thing. And if it's not the right thing to attach to, we have created monsters.
They
And
grew up to be grown monsters.
exactly. And so, one of the questions that I had for you was, in this day and time, is there a such thing as being overprotective? I'm asking because you're a mommy, I'm a mommy, and I is that still a thing? You know what I'm saying? Is that still a thing of, oh, mom, you're too overprotective?
So that is so perfect, you all. Check this out. No joke. And excuse me for the background noise. I wanted to be in nature for this call. Literally be in the soul, let the birds chirp and God shine down on me. Do you all know right over here by me is the grill? I'm in the camping tent. I come out here, take my kids. We have the talks out here, right? I said Serenity. My daughter's name is Serenity. She's 13 years old. I named her after the prayer. You go figure. Accepting the things you can and cannot change, right? So I said, let's write a list of names of people that we have to forgive for doing things, offensive things to us. Now, I'm going to make this short because I'm a storyteller. I like to tell a story. I saw my name on it. I saw my name on it.
Are you
I said, and let me say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm missing something. Please forgive me. The grill, the reason I brought up the grill is because we were supposed to burn the names on the grill and let it go.
Lord, she burning your name.
So there was so it was a list of names and then the offenses next to the name, And I saw my name, okay? I said, oh, Serenity, what did I do? She was like, you're overprotective. I said, oh, what? She was like, yes, mommy, I have to forgive you for it. And I understand it comes from you being raped when you were a kid and, you want to protect me. But sometimes, like, you just have to at least just let me breathe a little bit. And so I said, Serenity, guess what? Someone that my family trusted and loved, my own family member, he was 21 years old. I was 5. That was someone that you're thinking, we have the same blood, you wouldn't hurt me. Someone can hurt you that fast. So she was speaking of being able to spend a night over at different people's houses, and other kids get to do it because their parents want a break, and with me, I'll be tired. I'll be frustrated. I'll be overwhelmed. I'll just have to deal with it because she didn't sign a list and ask to come to Earth. I brought her here through my actions. So I have to protect her. And at the end of the day, I told her she's God's child. I'm just her guardian. Really look it up and see. Like, I'm her mommy, but I'm here to guard and protect her. Like the angels guard and protect us. So don't, please, I just told her in the future she'll see like how this is so important. Even now she doesn't have social media. I mean, if she had a talent or something she was promoting, I would get her one, definitely, because that's how you build, you market. Because I know children who do, but I cannot have her exposed to predators or people who may prey on her when I know my baby's a good girl. And I know all the children really are searching for love and attention, even the bad ones, the thug ones. You know, I used to deal with the bullies at this old friendship that they turned it into a high school. I mean, they used to fight each other. They had me come in there and talk to these girls who were fighting the school, fighting girls, boys. And when I was done with them babies after a year, every other Friday, they loved me because when I walked in the room, I said, "What do you want from me?" Seriously, I could sit here and preach and talk to you all day. What do you want? They said, "We want to trust you, Miss Keisha."
Wow.
Huh. Guess what? This how you gonna start trusting me. I can guarantee you I'm off every other Friday. I'll be here between 1 and 3. That'll be our time for a year. That's what Miss Keisha did. That was the first step. And then there's secrets. That was the second step. You see what I'm saying? Too, it got to the point we had crystal skating ring with their parents outside of school hours. You know what I mean? So protection is just what it is. You just have to do it. Like Nike. Do it. Because trust me, somebody get hurt on your watch, that guilt is ridiculous. Like you just wouldn't be able to deal with it. My dad died from a broken heart because of it. He had illnesses and ailments, but he died because he was like, "Dang, I asked my nieces and nephews to watch my daughter, and this happened to her." So yeah, be safe than sorry, baby. Anybody,
And
don't be
it's
so quick. Hey, if you want to do, you go in the basement with your grown up friends and let them be upstairs if you need a break, okay? And tell them they better not come downstairs. But keep your kids close, okay? Because I'm still battling because I was touched. So
and that's and I think that experience, because I've encountered, some of my youngest son's friends where even with this COVID, and I don't make any apologies about it. And there are many people that I see, and they're like, the kids, they gotta go out, like you gotta have some sense of normalcy, and I get it, but it's not the norm. We're not. Forget that. That's gone, never to come back again. I don't care whether we go back into the school system. I don't care whether the whole world opens up 100%. We'll never be back to that space ever again. We'll never be back as much as we try. And so it's that thing that we do as humans, hold on to things and don't want to let go. We hold on to people, we hold on to things, we hold on to situations, we don't want to let them go. And so we're not, I don't even hear that. That's the blocker. It's like, yo, we're never getting back to that norm. That's over. And so where we are right now, in the space that we are right now, I only got one shot. I only got one shot with each of my children to get it right. I only got one shot. And so I can't do a do over. I can't do it over. And a lot of people have that mindset where it's like, okay, well, I messed up with my older son. Now I'm going to try again with my younger baby. And you're talking about lives and souls. Those are two separate lives and souls. And I only got one shot to do the best that I can. And sometimes I do feel like the mom that's like, yo, my babies can't do nothing. Like parties are happening. I'm like, yeah, I'll drive them past and drop off a gift. We're not, yeah, where are we? We're out. Okay, cool. We outside. We outside. We in a building. Oh, y'all going to golf? Okay, let me know when y'all leave. Like I'm just not willing to take those chances. And I don't. There's no look down or no put down for those who feel comfortable in doing that. That is, I feel like that's your stance as parent for your child. But I came with a different child and different a different urge and charge for the rearing of my child, because my child isn't going to grow up to be your child or what your child grows up to be. So I have a charge to cultivate and protect and safeguard the angel that God gave me, the gift that God gave me. We both can get a baby doll, but your baby doll ain't like my baby doll. And so and in the environment that my baby doll is in, it may require that I treat my baby doll a certain way. I can put my baby doll up on the shelf, Or you can put your baby doll on the shelf. I can't put mine on the shelf because dust falls all the time. Like it's I have to deal with my children the way I receive instruction from my creator, as I, like we always say, constantly stay in communication with him because they came from him. And so I asked that question about the overprotective, and I want to ask my mom because I'm over 40, y'all. And sometimes I be like, Mom, I'm a grown woman with a whole entire family, a whole entire husband. Like, what? I'm on the other side of town. You know what I'm saying? We live 10 minutes away. Like, you got your house, I got my house. And why you still, like, you do know when I don't talk to you and I got to run to the store, that I run to the store and I make it back. So now that you're on the phone with me, you're like, well, did you make sure you did this? Did you? And I'm like, oh my God. So it never stops when you're a parent. And I think being a mama, that superpower that you have as a nurturer, it's just, it never goes away. If anything, it kind of like enhances itself over time, because as you see life happen, you've already experienced a lot, but as you see new life happen around the life that you've brought into this world, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute, hold on, baby, make sure you lock your doors. And I'm like, Mommy, you ain't even over here. So I want Mama, what you like, I gotta hear what you gotta say about it, because I know me and I know Keisha, like we pretty much like the same people, but is there a such thing as being overprotective? And I see the comments. Some people are like, it yes and no, it depends on the child. Um, what
Okay, let me play jump rope again. Like, you know how you have to
go
jump in,
ahead, go ahead.
and you can tell these are definitely my daughters, by the spirit, because they both talk, and that's good. That's a good thing. I'm glad
She so
they are
creative.
so
We only on
articulate,
Wednesday.
and you know what? When you have a story to tell, you got to tell a story. Okay, in order to tell a story, you got to know the story, and they obviously have lived the story. But one thing about it, history in any culture is something that uh, impacts the culture, history. Because you're always knowing where you came from in order to know where you're going, or have an idea of those roadblocks and pitfalls and things and so forth. The only thing about Not the only thing, but one thing about being a mother is, you have that history to rely on. One of the things that I've heard said many times as I was growing up was, just live long enough. Just live long enough. You know, and just as I used to have the big old question mark over my head, like in the comic strips, my daughter, my son, my grandchildren, they all, have that big old question mark when I say live long enough. Well, I might not live, da 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 da. Okay, so be it. But the point I'm making is this, that when you have the experience of your history, and because you are obviously your children being in your family, or even if they're adopted or surrogate children, when anyone is around you for any period of time, they're going to take on your likeness in some way. So, therefore, as a mother, when you're attempting to guide your children, and mothers, it's an instinct to
Yeah,
not want your children to hit those same pitfalls, and those areas where there are going to be some downfalls.
right,
You try to save them. That's a mother's instinct.
right.
And what I'm finding at 70 is that, even, I don't care, and I say this all the time, even if you get 100 years old, you will still be my baby.
Yeah,
Not in the sense of me swaddling you and you like a little baby, but in the sense of being protective. That's a mother's instinct. And one of the things that the roadblocks I'm running into, is that your babies who are now grown and gone, they hear you, but do they listen? And that's where the mother instinct comes in. It's like a mother. My grandkids, you say, Grandma, you know everything. It's not that I know everything, but it's like my antenna are always up, always up. And particularly when I'm around, or my children, well, grown and gone even, are in my, you know, they don't even have to be in my immediate surrounding, but even far off. And Locke can attest to this, a brother can attest to this, that there have been times when they've been, say, in another state, somewhere else, and I'll either call her or she'll call me, and it's something, whatever she's going through,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm talking, and it doesn't have to be specifically about that
She hit it on
situation,
the nail every time. I don't know
you
how
know,
she do
and
it.
and and
I'm
and,
waiting for
and
that
it's,
superpower.
yeah, it's just something, that is innate. It's an innate quality that a
Mm.
mother has.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I have, for me, not only my birthright children, but children whom I have taught over the years. Even right now, there are students I taught in fourth grade umpteen years ago, and I have reconnected with them. They have reconnected with me. And some of the things that I've shared with them, they're saying, like, you know what, you were right, you know? And so, long story longer, the thing about a mother being overprotective, it comes out as being overprotective. But what it is, it's like always wanting the best for your children.
Right.
And if it's a matter of taking a risk and saying, hey, I'll be, one of my famous statements, I'll be the bad guy. I don't have no qualms about it, have no cut cards. I don't have nobody in my life whom I fear if I should say something as relates to my children. One last point, and I'm gonna try to keep it short, because Keisha, this is your show. But you hit on a nerve. Anytime you talk about children, you hit on a nerve with me. Even in the church, and I've been in church all my life. I know church folk. I know church folk. So wherever my children are musicians, my daughter happened to have married a musician. Wherever they have gone to serve on the ministries or what have you, even in their outside musical careers, I'm there. I'm there to check it out. I'm like a spyglass. I'm looking all around. I usually sit in the back. Sometimes I sit in the front because I want to get a bird's eye view of what's in my children's peripheral, what's in their presence. You see what I'm saying? And I've already talked to the master before I even go there, so I know it's covered. But I'm there just as his arms and eyes and what have you. So the thing of it is, it never stops. As a parent, as a mother, that's a special too. That's sometimes step in the gap for their children. But I'm gonna tell you, it's something about that mother that brings out that the birth of a child just live long enough. That's all. I'm gonna stop right there because I can go on. And Keisha, I loved it. When I met her, we were all at the same. It was one of my cousin's birthday celebration where I met Keisha. We met Keisha, and even as the mother, and I know my daughter was
She was
sitting
like,
there,
wait a
and I'm
minute.
looking, and I was like,
Is this
okay, first
possible?
thing I thought about, keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real. I know Papa wasn't a rolling stone, but he kind of, made his way around. He was a
Lord
pastor.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was a pastor. So that didn't make it any different. So I had to question in the spirit, okay, Colonel, okay, you didn't tell me about this one. Because this child looks so much like my daughter. She is my daughter by the spirit.
Oh,
Praise the Lord.
and it's so amazing because my godmother is your cousin, and my godmother has been in my life since I was 8 years old. Literally from the church, she saw my dad struggling with a little girl. My mom wasn't in my life, so he was my sole provider. So
Mm,
she saw him struggling and asked if her and her husband could be my godparents. And to
you
this
see?
day, literally, they had to cash out me some money the other day because I was hurting. And I'm 40
You see?
years old. Like, they're really my parents, you know?
Yes,
So
yes,
I'm happy
yes.
to have met you all and know that, wow, now we're really connected, you know?
Yo,
But
y'all,
God,
we the
I
same
tell you,
age. We look
but
like
God,
I
you
don't
know
know.
what I'm
I
saying?
told so I one day I'm gonna have a show with her and the three others that look like
Yes,
I was
yes. Oh
We
my
go.
no for
gosh.
We
real.
look. Let me tell you. Every time they're all together with me and Johnny is around, Johnny be like, "Yo, what is happening? What is
Poor
going
Johnny.
on? Like, what? Is that many of you? Yeah, man. You
It's
better and I
amazing. It's
mess up.
amazing.
But you
It's
know what? This is
amazing.
what I have on, right? The our colors. And no joke, we were sold and bought and traded so many times. Honestly, I would not be surprised if we're all from the same place in
Yeah.
Africa. So I joke about it, but I actually have a DNA test in my drawer. I've been saying I'm gonna take the ancestry test. I was waiting on Dominica. Maybe I'll wait on you
Yes,
and
we gotta
your
do it
sister,
together.
and we just do it like Nike. But we was all sold and brought over here.
I'll tell
So
you.
I really I joke, but
It is what it is.
I look.
It
I'm
is
down.
what it
I
is.
told Dominique. I said, let's do it. Let's do it. So I do
It
because I
is.
know. Look, you're a mommy. And even though we had some technical difficulties, I still want to respect the timing because
okay.
as I'm talking, I'm sliding my cape over my teacher
We got
cape.
to do a part two.
We definitely do.
Yes, please.
We definitely do, because I do want them to actually hear your story, and we're not going to let Satan or his minions stop the plan that God had. And so maybe it was necessary for us to do part two. So we're gonna do it. That's it. That's
Yes.
all it's done. Um,
Yeah.
but I certainly thank you for coming on and freaking the people out for a minute.
Oh,
Because
thank
I'm
you for
I'm looking at the
having
view.
me.
I'm looking at the view, and we're both on either side of mine, and so it's like we on that Murray Povich show when they be like, "You are the mother."
Brilliant.
I'm for
Like
real.
we
I'm for
like this a
real.
whole nother show today.
Yeah. Well, when so from the time I met Keisha, I claimed her. I claimed children. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
Her spirit is so genuine. And then to hear her story, her story. I'm telling you, yeah, I can't wait for part two and
Yeah.
maybe even a part three. Yes,
So we
I
we
love it.
Please,
go.
let's do it. I'm ready.
We're gonna
We're gonna
definitely
do
do
it.
that. So I look. I want to thank my faithful Morning Tea with Mommy fans and followers, for coming in and sticking with us through this technical difficulty that we had this morning. Um, we're gonna come back to you because this definitely deserves a part two. There are a couple of questions that I didn't get to today, but I certainly want to ask because I want them to hear. I strategically came up with some of these questions so that your story could seep through the answer because I want them to hear your story and why you are who you are right now and why it's so important or so important to you that our children are safeguarded and protected. And so I feel like it's necessary for them to hear that. So we're gonna bring you back.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for having me. You two
Love you.
queens.
I love you, girl. And so
I love y'all too.
before you go, because we're gonna do this on both shows, I want you to let them know where they can obtain. She ain't think I'd be having her book. Like I read the book. The book is awesome. The book is
It's a
awesome.
page turner
I
now.
had to double take because I really did think that was me on the cover, but
Oh yes.
I was like, she stole my pictures too. She stole my face. Now she just stole my pictures. But I need you guys to go and get this book. They can find this where, Keish?
So you can get this from Amazon.com. You can even get it, electronically too from Amazon. So definitely check it out. It's my autobiography, my life story from the time I was born at Howard University Hospital on up until I published it about 4 years ago. So I was writing in time as well as things were happening. So
Mm.
definitely check it out. And it's a thriller. Like I said, you'll see the cover like, oh, it's so sweet. Then you start turning the pages, you're gonna feel every emotion. You're gonna laugh, cry, you're gonna be ready to fight. Like, okay, I don't fight no more. you're gonna you're gonna I'm telling you, it's a roller coaster. So but it's
It
a
is just
blessing
that.
because God is good.
It is just that.
all
It is
the
that whoo,
time.
you talk about a woosah.
Yes. And you are totally awesome.
You are.
Thank you.
Awesome. You are. I love you with the love of the Lord and some.
And so, even though our show was shortened today, like I said, we will be back again tomorrow, talking about this same thing. It deserves a part two. Can we get it on Amazon Kindle? Can they get it on Amazon Kindle?
Yes.
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 And you could get the hardback. I mean, soft copy.
Okay. So you can get the physical copy, and then you can get the
Yes.
electronic on the Kindle, or I guess there's another way you can do read it electronic. I don't know, girl. I'm not tech savvy.
Those two, and then you definitely go on my website.
Okay.
www.lakishadavismall.com. And God, before I did my book signing, I put all the books in a circle, and I stood in a circle with my Bible and prayed. Right? I was like, God, let everybody that touch this book, be blessed and healed and move to
Amen.
another level. And if you go on my
Amen.
website, God let me put this book in Beyonce's dad's hand, Judge Mathis' hand, Ayana Van Zandt hand. Like I ain't have to mail it to them.
Praise God. Praise
The
God.
list goes on.
Yeah.
I'm not bragging.
Now that's
God
godly.
is real. I'm from Fifth and Q where the drugs and the crime and all that was at. You know what I'm saying? Like God, He never.
God is still on the throne.
But
Yes, yes, yes. And if Gerald is anywhere in the audience, Gerald, okay, okay, we're sending you another one.
Yo, we just gonna keep the connections going, man. Like you
Yes,
know how
yes,
we
yes.
do. You know how
okay,
we
y'all, I
do.
love y'all.
Love you too,
Love you
and I
back.
will get with
Okay.
you. I know we both are about to start this virtual teaching thing in a few minutes, and try to work at the same time. So look to hear from me. Get your phone together because I know your phone was jacking up. But
No.
I'm gonna contact you at about. I'm gonna put it. Look, we gonna put it on air so that everybody can hold me to it. I'm gonna contact you at about 5 o'clock today.
Cool.
5 o'clock. That's our time. 5 o'clock. You and me.
Roger that. Roger that.
You and me. 5:00.
Okay.
Look at Gerald sending all kinds of messages.
He goes, I'm here, Jared. I got another one for you, man. I got another
Yeah.
one. Come back tomorrow so you can really dive deep into the story. But I do have another one for you. She's an author as well. Um, and she is, look,
Give my babies
she,
a big
she
hug
got a
too.
movement of her own. Real quick, I want you, because we're going to dig into it again on the next show. But the movement that you're a part of is called
Stop stealing our souls.
Absolutely.
Mm,
And
Stop
so,
mm.
stealing our souls. Because, God showed me I was trying to look for a piece of my soul that was stolen in the daytime with a flashlight. I couldn't even find it in the daytime with a flashlight, right?
wow.
So I have
Wow.
to rebuild that
Wow.
me that was stolen because of sexual abuse. So we'll talk about that.
Mm.
You got it. You heard it here on Morning Tea with Mommy. I love you, Keish. I will talk to
I
you
love you.
soon.
Okay.
5 o'clock. That's us. Our time.
Okay.
5 o'clock.
For sure. Okay.
All right, babe. So, like I said, our show was cut a little short today because of technical difficulty, but we will definitely be back again tomorrow to finish this up because it is something that is necessary to be talked about. And then you'll get to hear more from my mother and more from Keisha. I'm gonna stay a little silent because I just want to hear it. I've read the book, but it's amazing to hear, and then to hear her story and to hear that coupled with the experiences of my 70-year-old mom who had her own bouts with abuse in a different way. But just to hear that and how God has used that to be a part of the movement that they're in and attached to their purpose. And as they move through life, shining that light for those who are trying to find their way on their path. And I think it's the contrast is very interesting and will be very interesting. So come back tomorrow so y'all can hear that. I appreciate
All
you
right.
guys again for sticking with us through all of the issues. And thank you guys for getting my spirit back to where it needed to be so that I can walk in my purpose. I love you, y'all. So y'all know for today, like if no other day, I really love you guys for that. And you guys
Yeah.
know Mama Lou loves you too. And most importantly,
With
God
the
loves
love of the
us all.
Lord.
So it is important for us to get it. We in this thing now. We in the thick of it. We can't get out of it. We got to keep moving forward. So until tomorrow, bright and
Absolutely.
early, 7:30. It's been awesome. It's been real. I definitely love you guys. It's your girl, neo soul recording artist Lahla-Hadiya, wrapping up another segment of Morning Tea with Mommy. Continue to walk in purpose and not on purpose, and I can't wait to see you back here, same place, same spot, same time, 7:30, bright and early tomorrow for Morning Tea with Mommy. Peace out.